What's going on, y'all? I'm so hyped to talk about my boy Rabsca, bro. He's such a cool Pokemon. But before I get into literally anything, because if you're new here, first of all, welcome. Don't click off the video. Sorry if I clickbaited you. Thought this was some type of competitive analysis, but it's not. It's a ROM hack. But if you're interested, stay tuned. Also, pause the video and read the description down below. There is a lot of detailed information about pretty much the entire hack. All of it is either in bullet point form, which you can either pause and read to give you context on how the hack works. And because if you're new here and you're just clicking on this video and you're looking at this, you're like, what the fuck? Why is Rabsca 550 PST? That's the same as like Arcanine and Ursaluna and whatever, all these like, or Blood Moon, all these like special Pokemon. Why is random ass Rabsca, so strong for no reason? Why did he? Oh, he overbuffed it. He overbuffed it. The stats are so high. Look, I get it. If this is your very first impression of this ROM hack, I can get why you would feel that way. However, everything in this hack is very consistent. The BST thresholds are much different. 550 is a very common benchmark. Pretty much, and most 3 stages are at least 550, and then a lot of 2 stages are roughly between 525, 535, whatever. And regardless of BST, every single Pokemon's great. Doesn't matter what arbitrary number I assign to them, although I am consistent in terms of flavor. Really, all BST is mostly flavor. Obviously, it does matter somewhat still, but every Pokemon is going to be great regardless if it's 480 or 600 BST. So I don't want people to get tripped up on the BST here and be like, wow, you made it so, oh my god, high, big numbers equals broken. Like, no, not at all. This is an in-game thing. This is not a ROM hack. Sorry. I've been recording too many videos in a row, bro. This is a ROM hack. Everything's in-game. You're fighting against AI. It's a totally different climate than any sort of competitive singles battle whatsoever, let alone even fucking doubles. It's even more different from that. So yeah, with that being said, again, if you're new here, shout out to you. Leave a comment down below if you are new. And then, yeah, check out the description. Intro's been taking 2 minutes. I'll shut up now. Appreciate y'all who made it to this point. Let me know down below in the comments if you made it this far even, because I wonder how many people are clicking off. But yeah, Rabsca the GOAT, man. God, all 3 abilities are perfect for him in terms of fitting this. Some people might be like, oh, why not give him Magic Guard? If this was competitive singles, hell yeah, give him Magic Guard. Immunity to Stealth Rocks, free Life Orb, sign me the hell up, it's great. In game, Magic Guard is incredibly meh, especially the only real use for Magic Guard in game is to prevent recoil from Life Orb, or like obviously yes, there are situations like T-Spikes might come up on the AI every once in a while, like very rarely. I would say mostly on like random poison type boss fights, so like maybe 1 or 2 fights in the entire game will use T-Spikes. Pretty much none will use Stealth Rock or Spikes, so it's not a factor, all right? It's barely a factor, all the residual immunity. The main thing is just Life Orb, which is good on faster Pokemon. Like if you're incredibly fast, getting Magic Guard with the free Life Orb is pretty nice. Although even then, Life Orb recoil is incredibly easy to mitigate in game, because in competitive, you're losing that 10% that can cost you the match. But in game, you're using Life Orb and you're planning ahead. You're knowing that, okay, I'm not going to kill myself with Life Orb. I'm going to. You have all this extra prep time. It's like, you're prepping for the AI. So Magic Guard mid, that's the point. It's mid, all right? It's not very good. Lumina Crash, which fits, I give to a lot of Psychic types, especially ones that make sense, like that are glowing or have like these glowing bright parts. Rabsca literally has this whole ass womb, he's got like this womb orb ball thing. That's why these 3 abilities fit perfectly. All 3 abilities fit the ball very perfectly, in my opinion. Magic Guard, again, also fits, but is by far much worse than these 3 choices I picked for in-game use. Energy Shield, incredible. He's very tanky already, and then with Energy Shield he can swallow even strong super effective hits, which is very nice for defensive use, as well as Regenerator with Teleport or U-Turn. That's great. Even just Regenerator in general to pivot around. You also have stuff like Toxic. A lot of these moves, by the way, that seem weird, like Belch and T-Spikes and all this shit, is from Reller. That's why it's just a remnant of Reller, because he does evolve from Reller. If you're curious about Reller, go watch that video. He's the GOAT, as you can see on screen. He's his own little, he's an option over Rabsca. You can keep Reller the whole game, but I talk about that much more in depth in that video, so go give that one a look if you're curious about it. But Rabsca, I love both of them, man. Picking would be so hard for me because I really do love them both. They're so cool. Stats do fit. It's the logical higher end of the stats, but it's still, it fits he's like this mystical scarab guy with like this weird ass ball like of energy, and his like the fucking dex is like, oh, this is actually him in the ball or whatever, like the true body is inside. Dude, an infant sleeps inside, whatever. It's perfect, dude. Like, it fits the vibes very well. He very much, even in vanilla, if he had like 135 special stats, I would not have thought twice, like, oh, that's weird. No, and in this ROM hack context, you can definitely have much higher stats like this. And again, he does fit the 550 vibes for 2 stages. Not all do. A couple others like Spathra, Bronzong, kind of guys like that to me fit the 550 vibes in terms of in terms of that. Sometimes it's out of necessity for specific Pokemon, but in this case, it's just vibes. Um, I think he just fits them very well. And yeah, man, this guy's so cool. God, something really important I should have mentioned earlier. The main use of Magic Bounce is to bypass Taunt on the AI, right? Because a lot of the leads are going to have Taunt or some other type of anti-setup, like a Sleep move or a Paralysis move or whatever, some type of status or Taunt to punish setup or to punish that type of thing on the lead. With Magic Bounce, you don't give a shit about any of that. And the beautiful part is you can click Trick Room for free. You have a guaranteed Trick Room on lead versus, I mean, assuming that you're, even if you do get one shot by the lead, you can just run Sash Trick Room if you really want to, if you're able to one shot them back. You can even bypass Focus Sashes with stuff like Bug Bomber, which is a special bug type Surging Strikes. Very, very strong move there. Again, the break sashes and stuff, and it's also just your strongest special bug move. Bug Buzz is 95 and is also spammable, so in Trick Room you might want to run Bug Buzz. Not to mention you get Bug Bomber later, but Bug Buzz still has advantages again because in Trick Room you might want to click it twice in a row, or even versus something else you might want to 2 KO something. You also have great defensive stuff like Siphon and Struggle Bug, which heal 100% of damage dealt with Siphon, or drop both offensive stats with Struggle Bug. So those are great with both Regenerator and Energy Shield. Siphon plus Energy Shield especially is great because you can just become super tanky and then heal all your HP back and get your Energy Shield back, so that's super great. He's also got Power Herb, Meteor Beam in Trick Room. Like, you can run Magic Bounce Trick Room into Power Herb, Meteor Beam, blow something up, and then you get crazy boosts. And you have all this incredible coverage on top of your good Bug Psychic Dual Step. You have all this great coverage. All of them make perfect sense to me. I mean, he's like this mystical looking guy, right? I think Flash Cannon he already had, actually, but I'll double check it later. Sometimes I mix that up. But yeah, Mystical Fire. Obviously, you have strong, powerful stab moves, which I'll get into a little bit later. Also, these cool exclusive moves like Lumina Crash, not Lumina Crash, excuse me. Cosmic Power and Mystical Power are 2 exclusive moves. Mystical Power under Trick Room is even crazier with Magic Bounce. Again, 2 great defensive abilities, and Magic Bounce is also technically defensive / utility, but it is also more offensive in game because the main use is Trick Room. Also, it's like getting off a Calm Mind and shit like that. Even just like, getting off a Toxic or some shit versus the lead, whatever you want to do. There's so many different things you can use Magic Bounce for, but again, main use is just immunity to Taunt, although also blocking stuff like Parting Shot and other status moves on the AI and reflecting them back is also incredibly useful. But the main use, yeah, Trick Room, free Trick Room. I mean, he's so strong and he has all this coverage. Once you get the Trick Room off, you can get a couple kills before it runs out for sure. Assuming there's no Quick Claw on the opponent's team, which there usually will be, but depending on the boss fight, it depends when it's going to come out, whatever. You get the idea. So as long as there's no priority or Quick Claw, you can, and even then, you can still take a hit. You're so bulky, especially with Trick Room, you can run max HP, max special attack. Half the time, you won't even need max special attack either, if you're hitting all super effective moves, for example. I mean, dude, possibilities are endless. He's so cool. I really do love Rabsca. Even stuff like Wide Lens, Hypnosis into Dream Eater. Dream Eater is now a priority move because of the way Sleep is reworked. Sleep is reworked to always last for 2 turns, so therefore stuff like Dream Eater seems kind of meh in practice because it's just not like I've learned from Sweltering that, I mean, obviously it's better now that there's Relearner, but it's still kind of eh. So making it priority is really cool because you can put something to sleep if you're faster than them, and then you have 1 full turn of sleep still guaranteed to then Dream Eater, and then they wake up. So you can Dream Eater twice actually because it's priority. If you're a slow Pokemon like Rabsca, you put them to sleep with Wide Lens Hypnosis, which won't miss, and then you you take the hit, put them to sleep, and then you Dream Eater twice with priority, and that's really cool. It's a cool little tech. It's only, I think it's still only 100 base power, only quote unquote, but I think it's also 100% healing. Yeah, so 100% recovery, and yeah. Also, if this is your first time watching and you're made it 10 minutes into the video, first of all, shout out to you. You're the GOAT. I'm pretty sure most people watching at this point are probably returning viewers. Let me know in the comments though, demographics of whoever made it this far. I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. When I say this, actually, please do leave a comment and let me know if you're watching this far in. But yeah, God, I love Rabsca. As for like people wondering about where's Revival Blessing, it's Necromancy, it's in game. This ROM hack is bounced around nuzlockes. It's not his thing anymore. His thing is a bunch of other cool shit. He's no longer just a gimmicky Revival Blessing Mon. I mean, it's not good in a Nuzlocke, right? It's illegal. I mean, you could technically use it. There's rules you could make up. It's all arbitrary. It's all self-imposed. But yeah, it kind of goes against the spirit of Nuzlocke, which is, again, what the hacks are balanced around. So it's still there for flavor and for people who don't do nuzlockes, but like that's not how the game is balanced. So yeah, Wish, Regenerator, or Recover. Obviously, Siphon is also great for healing, and then of course Regenerator in general is great for healing. Wish plus Energy Shield is a cool combo. Also, Future Sight plus Regen is sick. Future Sight is now 100 base power and always crits, so you can use that for 150 base power nuke if you run Regenerator, Future Sight, and Teleport / U-turn. Super, super sick, man. Even like versus the Sash Pokemon, you can like click Future Sight, U-turn out, Regenerate your HP back, and then they die to Future Sight after the U-turn gives them the chip damage. That's super sick. God, man, I could talk about this guy for hours, but I'm gonna try to keep it under like 15-ish minutes. Yeah, that mystical power is incredibly powerful with Trick Room, which is why it's level 100, which is still legal for 10 boss fights at level 100. There's 10 fights at level 100, all of these endgame ones. But yeah, mystical power, exclusive little move, 1 PP. You click it, you get a boost, and then you go from there. I mean, it's kind of like a meteor beam in that way, where it's 1 PP, but it doesn't require Power Herb, but it is significantly weaker than Meteor Beam, although this is Stab and Meteor Beam isn't. Also, Terra is sick on this guy. Any Terra type you pull would be awesome. Also, a lot of the Terra types you would pull, he would have Stab, he would have coverage for. Of course, if you don't, you always have Terra Blast, which is 80 and very respectable and strong. But obviously, if you get something cooler, you know, like Terra Fairy or Terra Grass, whatever, you have these 95 base power stab moves or stronger to use. You know, Terra Ground, you have Mud Bomber, Earth Power, all these fun. God, I love our Para Rock. Like, so many cool ass Terra types you could pull on this guy. I love him, dude. I really do. I can't keep saying that enough. Cosmic Power, pretty nice little setup move with. It's a better Calm Mind, right? So it's actually, is it 2 PP or 3 PP? I know Calm Mind is. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I know Calm Mind is 3. Okay, I made it 3 for now. I guess because it's exclusive, it can be 3. Yeah. It's fine. But yeah. Magic Bounce, Cosmic Power, Trick Room, that's super great. Obviously, Cosmic Power also synergizes very well with Energy Shield because you can run like Siphon, Energy Shield, / Recover / Wish, whatever you want to do, whatever healing move you want to use. Siphon especially is really cool though because it deals damage and heals you a shitload at the same time. So you can use like Siphon plus Cosmic Power plus Energy Shield and keep getting that shield back. You also have Priority in the form of Influx, and technically First Impression, that's just a remnant from Reller, but you know you can use it. I mean, 50 attack is obviously not good, but it's still a 90 base power stab priority. So once in a while you might want to slap that on for a bug priority. You also get Creeping Strike, which is even weaker, but yeah, definitely some niche cases where you might want to use that on Teamlocked and stuff. Psy Strike also synergizes with Wide Lens very well on top of Hypnosis. No moves in this game will miss with Wide Lens. Wide Lens is buffed to 25% accurate. There's a whole list of inaccurate moves. There's only 23 of them in the game. But yeah, if you run Hypnosis plus Psy Strike plus Focus Blast / Thunder, those are 4 inaccurate moves right there you can use with Wide Lens, as well as you can use Trick Room, Magic Bounce plus Wide Lens, and then you have a 130 base power Psy Strike and strong Focus Blast, strong Thunder. And of course, 100% accurate sleep. So that's all really fun. Mind Pulse is also great. Mind Pulse is bug type struggle bug. So sorry, psychic type struggle bug. So both of them will drop attack and special attack by -1 and are 60 base power. So that also synergizes very well. Ancient Power as well is the same thing. Rock type, -1 offensive stats. So all 3 of those moves very, very useful. Yeah, man, I don't know what else to say really. I feel like I covered pretty much everything. Speed Swap is super, super useful on them. Power Trick is a funny little gimmicky thing you could try out with Energy Shield plus like Weakness Policy Power Trick or some shit like that if you would, it's kind of sick. Like you swap your defenses, take the hit, get the +2. Now you have 107 base attack at +2, and you can use like Creeping Strike or some shit. I don't know. It's a bit of a meme, but it's definitely worth trying out. Or maybe Trick Room plus Power Trick or something gimmicky like that. It's just there for flavor and because it's cool. Disable's obviously nice and useful with Relearner. Recovers, I mean, I don't need to explain why that's useful. All these terrain moves and stuff. I mean, God, I could talk about him forever, man. Okay, I'm hitting 15 minutes soon. So lastly, Speed Swap. Very, very useful because he's slow, obviously. So outside of Trick Room, Magic Bounce, you can also do Speed Swap and swap your speed with whatever's in front of you, and you can run that with Energy Shield. And now you can outspeed a lot of things on the opponent's team that you wouldn't be able to otherwise, especially if you use it on a fast Pokemon. And you do have the bulk to get that off, which is why it's such a late move, because honestly, it's kind of crazy on them. Because they're just so tanky and strong that once they get off that Speed Swap, especially if you run like Weakness Policy, Speed Swap plus Energy Shield, dude, it's Jover. I mean, you've got +2. Say you Speed Swap on like a 1 40 base speed Pokemon, whatever the fuck, and now you're outspeeding everything on the opponent's team, and you get a bunch of kills before you hopefully eventually get forced out by Quick Claw or Priority or something. But yeah, Cycle Boost, big nuke, works very well with both Regenerator, mostly with Regenerator, because it forces you to switch out. It doesn't force you, but it encourages switching. Also, with Trick Room up, you can click Cycle Boost and then click Bug Bomb, even without Trick Room. Just the fact that Bug Bomber crits through the Cycle Boost special attack drop is really cool. But yeah, Cycle Boost nice and consistent. Lumina Crash is slightly weaker, however, it can be spammed and also synergizes very well with Regenerator because of the recoil. It offsets the recoil from that. So despite being a good amount weaker than Cycle Boost, it's spammable. So under Trick Room, you can click Lumina Crash several times in a row if you want like a strong Psychic move to spam under Trick Room for certain boss fights. Again, tons of coverage. Eternal Beam is the same thing as Lumina Crash in terms of power and effect. It's just Fairy type, and it's even earlier because it's the TM. So yeah, thank you for listening. Shout out to you if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I'm serious, if you are hearing these words come out of my mouth, leave a comment. Let me know if you made it to the end. I appreciate you very much if you did. Peace.